A happy Friday to you. I am Dawna Krew, and this is Coffee Klatch with Dawna and the Krew. And this is something that I do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the community. And basically it is guidance and insights from Archangels Michael, Ariel, Haniel, and Raphael. So, how have you been doing? As I mentioned in the post, I've been noticing that the energies are a little heavier, more dense, slower since Wednesday. And at first, I equated that with the change in seasons. We've moved into autumn here in the States, and it is a time of slowing down, a time of going within, and it is a transition from quick outward energies, a lot of action, a lot of growth, and focusing on the outside. And I've noticed that things have just slowed down. I've felt it, and I haven't quite made that switch yet. And so when that occurs, it can feel bumpy, like going at a really quick rate and then all of a sudden slowing down. However, I was reminded by my dear friend Latrell Ross at latrellross.com. Yes, that's a plug for her. I was reminded that Mercury entered the pre-shadow prior to retrograde on Wednesday as well. So the pre-shadow is basically Mercury slowing down. And this period lasts or will last until the 12th of October. So we have had a major slowdown on at least two fronts that I know of. And so, yes, it's going to take some getting used to. It's going to take some conscious transition of going within and just slowing down. And today is Friday, and Fridays are in alignment with a slower energy as well. It's a time to nurture ourselves. And for us here, we are planning a low-key date night, and that movies and pizza. We're ordering in pizza. So, but yes, we're slowing down, and I don't know about you, but there is a little bit of irritability in that slowing down. It's one of the cases of having to shift quickly, or being shifted quickly, having focus shifted quickly. And if you're a person who focuses and then focuses on something else, and then transitions and focuses on something else, then this quick transition could bring irritability. So if you're feeling it, if you're feeling like you're not being heard, if you feel as though communicating with others, that there's some sort of filter in between you and the other person and they're just not getting what you're trying to communicate, that has very well has something to do with Mercury itself, because Mercury is the planet of communication. So, what does the Krew have to share, the insights or guidance on how to get to maneuver this time period with as much grace and lightness as possible? Horse Spirit, freedom is yours. It's all about perception. It is being aware of the energy, as well as being aware of your energy and slowing down and consciously working to align with the slower energy. Freedom is ours. We are only as affected as we perceive ourselves to be. That's true. That's true. But it also takes some awareness of what is going on. And when we are aware of what is going on, aware of the energies that are available to us at any given time, then we can adjust our expectations. And that was actually Wednesday's message, releasing expectations. We can release and adjust our expectations as well as our perceptions. And when we are aware of a situation, we can go, oh, okay, that's it. And then we can make adjustments to get in the flow and to adjust and align to more to the energy, so we're not bumping up against it, or so we can be in the flow. And when I picture being in the flow, I think of the turtles from Finding Nemo, and just being in the flow of the currents of energy. What else do we need to know? What other insights and guidance do the Krew have for us? This one, right here. I guess both of them. Otter Spirit, you are never alone. Just remember that just remember, as you're going through your day, as you're going through the energy, to be more compassionate of self, gentle with yourself. By the same token, realize that other people, whether they're aware of it or not, are experiencing this energy just as much as we are. So we're being asked and reminded that we are not alone in this, and being asked to not only be more gentle and compassionate with ourselves, but to be more gentle and compassionate with others. White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. The magic is in the alignment. And that's actually something that I'm working on, is editing the alignment is magic experience that I offered back in the spring. I am in the process of editing that, and I'm going to offer it as a free, it's going to be a mini course, just kind of a snapshot of what the participants experienced during the full length version of it. And I'll be offering that as a free gift next month. But trust in the magic. When we're aligned, when we are in the flow of the energy around us, when we are not bumping against it, contrasting with it, that's where the magic exists. We can ask for divine assistance from the angels, from spirit. We can ask for divine assistance in maneuvering through this time with grace and ease. It doesn't have to be chaotic. It doesn't have to be traumatizing. I know a lot of people equate Mercury being in retrograde as the source of all their ills. And the truth is any energy can be that if we're not in alignment with it, if we're not in flow with it. And it's when we're not in flow that we bump up against it, that it appears as contrast. And this was another card that came out. Wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Yes, it does. And that doesn't mean when we're in alignment, it doesn't mean we're not going to experience tough times. It doesn't mean we're not going to experience what Abraham of Abraham Hicks calls contrast. Contrast is a wake-up sign, a wake-up signal. It is asking us to take a look at the situation and see where we're not in alignment, and to do our best to get back into alignment, not only with that energy, not only the energy of life, but the energy of ourselves. Divine connection is an energy, and when we're fully connected, life doesn't seem as harsh. Life seems softer, gentler, more graceful. And so when the contrast, any contrast, comes into our lives, it is a signal that there is something for us to look at and see how we can become better aligned with divine connection, with our inner divine being. And yes, words aren't coming as easily today, are they? At least not for me. So yes, life sometimes stings, but that is life asking us to get more in flow, to connect more with our divine selves, with our divine spirit and divine source. What other guidance and insights? do the crew have to offer? So I'm hearing Archangel Raphael calling upon us to ask for her assistance, or reminding us that she's there. That's it. She's reminding us that she's there, and that when we call upon her for assistance, she can lighten the energy. She can bring more joy into our lives, more positivity. When things feel heavy or dark, she's there, and all we have to do is call upon her, just like you would a friend. Say, hey, Archangel Raphael, things are feeling really heavy right now. I'm not flowing. Positivity is not coming through clearly. Can you help me with this? I ask you to bring more joy, more positivity, more beauty into my life. But we have to ask. We have to ask, or she can't assist us because of free will. So we ask, we call upon her, we ask, and then listen. Listen for guidance. If we are drawn to doing something that might bring more joy into our lives, even if it's watching a funny movie, or because laughter is the best medicine. It really is. It lightens the energy. So listen, and then take action on the guidance that you're given. And then accept and appreciate. Say thank you. Thank you for this lighter feeling. Thank you for I know your assistance is already on the way. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's Rhonda Byrne who wrote the book The Magic. And she was also the force behind The Secret. And in her book, The Magic, Rhonda Byrne says that the words thank you, thank you, thank you are magical. It expresses our appreciation to universe, to source, to God, to spirit. And it shows by giving it energy and appreciating what we have, that we want more of that in our lives. Whatever we give focus and energy to in our lives, we get more of. That's what is called the law of attraction. And so we need to become clear about what we give our energy, what we give our focus. If we don't want what's going on over here, we look at it, we acknowledge it, but focus on what we would prefer. It doesn't mean that we're in denial. We see that it's going on, we know that it's going on, and say, okay, this is what's going on. However, I prefer this. And this is where I'm going to put my focus. This is where I'm going to put my energy, because I want more of this and less of that. So, as we go through this heavy energy, we're reminded that by Nightingale Spirit, that love is all around. And one of the things that we experience when Mercury is going into retrograde, or is retrograde, or coming out of retrograde, it's a whole long process. It's a process that will last until November 19th, through November 19th. So it's necessary for us to learn how to maneuver these energies if we are to thrive. Communication tends to break down. And good relationships are based upon good communication. So if we're having difficulties communicating with others, our relationships could very well suffer. So calling upon Archangel Haniel can assist us in this. He is the Archangel of love and relationships, and he can help us with these relationships. In addition, I'm being reminded, Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is the archangel that helps us with communication. So calling upon Archangel Gabriel can assist us in this as well. It's all about learning to maneuver, because these things are going to continue going on. These energies, they happen often. And it's when we learn how to maneuver through them, how to take care of ourselves, how to best work our way through them, that we thrive. So, remembering that other people are going through this as well, having self-compassion as well as compassion for others, calling upon Archangel Haniel, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Jophiel can help us with this. And I feel like we need one more card here. One more card. Or two more. Two more. Surrender now. Surrender to the flow. Just flow. It's when we struggle against it that we experience the most amount of contrast, the most amount of trauma and difficulties. And nothing is wasted. Everything occurs for a reason, and the contrast that comes up in our lives is asking us to look at it, that there's something there for us to see, to learn, to work with. And if it's often the contrast is something we don't like, we can focus on what we would prefer. We are still in that gateway of manifestation that we started with the new moon this month, and it's going to continue through till December. And as a result, we're being shown things that we don't want, so that we can focus on the things that we do want, that we would prefer. And I leave you with that thought. And I will be back on Monday for Coffee Klatch with Dawna and the Krew. I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week. Until then, take care, dear friend, and may you be well.